Item number 5 is a report on the work study session. Immediately prior to this meeting, we had a work study to talk about the items on the agenda. There was no other business discussed. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Item 6 is funding. Unfortunately, our city controller is not present tonight, so we have no report. Item number 7 is matters from mayor, council, or other departments. Anyone in the audience from those categories wishing to?
Mr. President.
Oh, thank you, Councilman Werpel.
I just would like to thank this board and yourself personally for a couple of the projects that have gone on in the 5th District. Number 1, Mahoney Drive, and number 2, the 6700 block of Alexander. Both them streets were neglected for well over 30 years, and we had the funding for them about a year or so ago, and because of a shortfall in the funding, they weren't be able to be done. And working with you and this board, we figured out a way to get it done, and they're both near completion now, and the residents couldn't be happier. So thank you, guys.
Well, congratulations to the board and Councilman Werpel. We appreciate the kind words. Thank you. Any other matters from mayor, council, or other departments? Hearing none, item 8 is old business. Is there any old business? Item 9 is new business. Item 9A is funding allocation for JF Mahoney Drive, change order number 1 with Milestone Contractors North in the amount of $78,497.99. Is there
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner or Councilman Werpel, and thank you, Councilman Spitali. It's been moved and properly seconded to approve change order number 1 on JF Mahoney Drive. Is there any discussion? This change order is, we found during the course of construction a great deal of the subgrade that was in very poor condition, and so we had additional subgrade treatment that was required. We also needed to add a drainage pipe across the road, and we omitted the traffic signal replacement of the detector loops and housings that were involved, and so that's what makes up this portion of the work. Any other discussion?
Mr. President, I alluded to it a second ago, but just so the public that's aware, the first phase is almost done. They got to come back and repave it when it all gets completed, but the traffic is now open on that part. And it's my understanding from talking to you and the engineer that it'll take two or three weeks to get the rest of it done. So just public's aware that corner's open now.
Yep, we're open there, and 174th, the traffic signal's open. 175th, we'll have another little bit of modifications to do there. But for now, access to the Gene Shepherd is from 175th. Because
behind the building.
Yeah, on the north side of the building, because the road, the normal entrances are currently blocked. Thank you, Councilman Werpel. Any other discussion? Any other discussion? Roll call on the motion.
Moore. Muda.
Yes.
Prieto.
Yes.
Spitali.
Yes.
Tyler. Werpel.
Yes.
Button.
Yes, motion carries 6 present and 1 absent. Next item is item B, funding allocation. This is a contingent funding allocation, contingent upon Mayor McDermott's approval for geotechnical engineering services with advanced engineering for a budget amount of $50,000. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Thank you, Commissioner
Second.
Pareto. Seconded by Councilman Werpel. Moved and properly seconded for a contingent budgetary amount based upon Mayor McDermott's approval for supplemental geotechnical engineering services citywide. Is there any discussion? We have an agreement with Advanced Engineering Services to do as needed on-call engineering services, and we set a budget earlier this year, and due to the nature of the projects that we have on tap and really the large amount of work that the city's doing now, we've sort of gone through that and need an additional $50,000 hopefully to take us through the end of the year. Is there any other discussion? Any other discussion? Roll call on the motion.
Moore. Muda.
Yes.
Prieto.
Yes.
Spitali. Tyler? Warple?
Yes.
Button?
Yes, motion carries 6 present and 1 absent. Item 9C is also a contingent funding allocation for the design engineering services for Grand Avenue pedestrian bridge with beam, longest, and NEF in the amount of $441,700. Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve contingent on the mayor's approval.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Commissioner Prieto, seconded properly by Commissioner Brito. Is there any discussion? So the City of Hammond has an agreement in principle, not yet in writing, with Norfolk Southern Railroad to pay for a new pedestrian bridge that crosses the Norfolk Southern Railroad at Grand Avenue. And we've had a lot of press nationwide on this particular subject, and we recognize the need, and I think this board understands the importance of moving forward on this project. And so what we're proposing here is that this Capital Improvements Board front-end this design work in anticipation of that future agreement with Norfolk Southern, which would eventually pay for the design. And the total expected cost for the project is a $5 million project. Anything in excess of that would be funded by city funds, but at this stage, that's the projected amount. And that's my comment. Is there any other discussion? Any other discussion? Roll call on the motion.
Moore? Muda?
Yes.
Prieto?
Yes.
Spitali? Yes. Tyler? Yes. Warple?
Yes.
Button?
Yes, motion carries 6 present and 1 absent. Is there any other new business? Hearing none, public expression. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to speak? No one has signed in. Is there anyone online wishing to address this board? Seeing none, I would ask the board to
Motion to adjourn.
fair enough.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded to adjourn this meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. All opposed?